I got a foot that I've been working on, and I'm gonna demonstrate what I mean when I say I sew the fur to the shoe that's inside. With the pictures that I showed before, you know there's a shoe that all this is attached to. I've already sewn all this fur around it, and this is the lining to the ankle. So I've already done this groove right here, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the needle and I'm just going through the fur, the foam, the shoe, and then back out. And this is like, I'm sure gluing would work just as well but I hate glue, so this is just how I do it. It's probably not the best way or the easiest, because it's not easy, but I mean, you know, maybe I like pain, who knows. So I go in, I take the backing, I separate it, and then I slip in between that and the fur, and I try and get up under here as far as I can go. I try to get the needle to poke out where I want it. And I want it somewhere up here on this light blue part. I got it. Alright. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the needle with the groove of the toe. So I want to create, because that's what I'm doing, I'm creating like a channel that goes from the toes up, kind of like, you know, the bone things in your hands, whatever that's called, between the knuckles. Alright, so I got the needle in there. And then I put my hand in the shoe this time. And it's a tight squeeze. So, make sure that's not all knotted up. And I go in right beside where I came out and poke it in there. And sometimes I'll need a thimble so I don't skewer my fingers, and I push the needle in there, and then I grab it on the inside. Ow, I just stabbed myself. That happens occasionally. And then I turn the needle around inside the shoe, and then I try to position it. And this person's got smaller feet than what I've made so far, so there's not a lot of room to play with, because what I'm trying to do is, say this is the needle, and I poke it in, goes inside the shoe, and then I have to turn it around and then aim it back up, and then I have to like blindly figure out where it's going to come out and try and get it in the correct area. I push down on the top of the shoe to bring the needle back out. Got to keep the thread from knotting. Alright. And it gets easier as you go up because you have more room to work with. Let me go back in. higher. Poosh. There's that needle, and bring it back up. So yeah, I mean, just gluing, just glue it. This is might be a little ridiculous, but I've ruined so much fur, like gluing and then being like, oh, this is wrong, and then, you know, having to take it apart. It's just so much, it's less damaging to just have it sewn to something and just take the thread out and having to get a whole new piece of fur because you've got glue all over it. But that's just me. I'm just like unskilled with glue. Alright. And all I'm doing here is, you know, like I said, I put the needle up like that inside the shoe, and then I push down on the whole shoe to bring the needle forth, and then you grab it. And if it's ever like tough to grab, just get some pliers on that thing and snatch it out. I need to shave everything, but this is what I'm talking about with the sewing. It creates that groove thing. Once I stuff it a little bit right here on the knuckles, it creates a nice shape. Plus, when I shave it, it'll look even better. And then I got the claw holes, which I'll sew to that black stuff. Maybe if it doesn't look good, I'll just sew them shut, and it's fine. It's a lion foot, so I'm trying to give the illusion that the claws are sheathed. So that's what this one will eventually look like. I'm gonna switch to curved needle. These things are great, but I don't know what kind of like trash metal they make them out of. They snap so easily. This is my last one. I had like a pack of 7 or something, and this is the last one. I have to get some more. Alright, now, because you notice the toes on this one are more defined than on this one. Like they're not as deep. And what that is I take my fancy curve needle and I go in through the claw slit and try and bring out the point of it in the crotch of the toe. Yes, the crotch of the toe. Alright. And now, since I can't go through the actual toe of the shoe, what I'm doing is I'm just going to go in, take it back in, and then go in kind of deep and grab foam, and then come back out. Alright. There you go, in kind of deep and grab the foam that's in there, and then bring the needle back out. And then that kind of sandwiches the fur and the foam together to create a nice groove. I gotta be careful not to snap this needle. It's my only one. I only got one shot. And grab that needle. And tighten it. And there you go. We have a groove. Yes, yes indeed. A majestic toe groove. Now, 2 more to go.